everybody, Cinematic this year with this week's Weekly Watch, where we take a look at all the titles I watched throughout the week, and I briefly discuss them. So let's take a look at everything I checked out. So before we get down to what I checked out, let me first say this is the official start of the Cinema Sickness Halloween Horrorthon. And for those of you who do not know, what that is I watch nothing but Halloween and horror-related titles from the very first day of fall all the way up until October 31st. Yes, nothing but horror and Halloween-related titles for a little over a month. It is fantastic. I love doing this every single year. It's been a great start thus far, so let's take a look at what I watched. So the first title I checked out for the Halloween Horrorthon was Pieces. Now this is a movie I wanted to check out for some time now. I've heard decent reviews on this movie, so again, it's definitely one I wanted to see. And this definitely falls under the category of the more lower budget horror slasher movies of the 80s. And I've seen plenty of them. I own plenty of them within my collection, and a lot of them aren't all that good. I mean, pretty much all the classics, the ones that everybody knows, are classics and great films for a reason. The lower budget slasher films that a lot of people don't know about, well, a lot of people don't know about them for a reason. But Pieces is one I personally think everybody should know about. The movie is a hell of a lot of fun, a great slasher film, plenty of gore. It's your very typical 80s slasher film. I mean, as it says right here, it's exactly what you think it is. Well, obviously they mean that in the fact that it's a movie called Pieces is exactly what you think it is, yes, but it's also exactly what you think it is in the sense that it's an 80s slasher film. So low budget, definitely, but also a hell of a lot of fun. Crazy guy on a campus going around hacking people out with a chainsaw. Very, very, very cool. I definitely recommend checking this movie out for any hardcore slasher fans. The next movie I checked out was TerrorVision, which is definitely another movie I've wanted to watch for some time now, because this is another movie I've heard great things about. It was definitely cheesy and ridiculous and over the top, and that's exactly why I loved it. This one definitely falls more in the category of sci-fi than it does horror, but it is just goofy as hell. It is very typical 80s cheese. There's an alien, he's coming through the TV waves, attacking people, eating them up, taking over their bodies. Just completely ridiculous. There's this one part where there's a TV, kind of this side story of this TV host who's basically like an Elvira character, and there's this other alien who's searching for the alien who's attacking people. It's just insane. This movie is just crazy and out there, but a hell of a lot of fun. If you want to see a great cheeseball 80s sci-fi movie, this is one to check out. Don't be like me. Don't wait forever to see this movie. It is definitely one that should be on everybody's list, again, if you like cheesy sci-fi. Then I watched what I consider to be a classic, Mickey's House of Villains. This is a great Disney Halloween-related title. Love the hell this one. Loved it ever since I first saw it. Though with that being said, it does have some issues, and I'll get into that. The basic premise of this story is it's Mickey's House of Mouse, which for those of you who don't know was a TV series where Mickey just basically had all the... It's basically his little nightclub that has all different characters from the Disney world, villains, heroes, everybody. Is just, they come to this nightclub and Mickey shows off cartoons and whatnot, classic Disney cartoons and newer Disney cartoons, and everybody just enjoys them. Well, this story is the villains take over. They end up having this whole big scheme of taking over the House of Mouse, turning into basically the House of Villains, and it's pretty cool. And again, all the classic cartoons they show within this this movie are Halloween related, but that's where we have a problem. And let's see if I can actually remember what all these are. I got the little cheat sheet right here. See, we have Mickey's Mechanical House. That really has nothing to do with Halloween whatsoever. It's Mickey, he has this house that it creaks and it, shutters bang, there's leaky pipes. It just makes all kinds of noises and he can't sleep and it bugs him. So he leaves that house, goes to find a new house, finds this super, again, mechanical house as they call it, which is all modern, everything's up to date, everything's done for you, has robots and all kinds of, moving conveyor belt floors and all that kind of jazz. And it just ends up going haywire and crazy, and it's not what he wants, and he ends up going back to his old creaky house. And that's the basic premise of the story, but is it anything to do with Halloween? Is it scary at all? No, it's not. You might think the idea of a house, kind of going crazy and haywire as scary, but not in the way they present it in this story. So nothing to do with Halloween whatsoever. How to Haunt a House, I'll give you that one. Lonesome Ghosts, one of the greatest, if you ask me, one of, if not the greatest Halloween horror-related Disney cartoon ever made. It's great. Dance of the Goofies, or I guess it's Dance of the Goofies. Not a Halloween-related title again. It's about Goofy, and there are all these fairies, and they're making the flowers open up, and the one Goofy's late, and yada yada yada. It's not Halloween-related. Donald and the Gorilla. That's another great classic Halloween-related Disney title. Donald's Halloween Scare, another great one, and Hansel and Gretel. Why do I not remember what happens in Hansel and Gretel? I'm going to assume that's a Halloween one. I actually don't remember what happens in that one. That's going to drive me nuts now. I can't remember what happens in that story. But anyway, so that's my main gripe with this movie, is the fact that not every single cartoon they show, I would say, counts as a Halloween-related title. Maybe Disney just didn't have enough. I'm not sure, but they could have made some new ones and thrown them in here. It could have been a good collection of newer and old classic Halloween-related titles. They could have done that. I think it would have worked, but they didn't really go that route. They just sort of threw in some stuff that, again, just really has nothing to do with Halloween. And that is my main gripe with this. But otherwise, it's a great watch. It does have some classic cartoons on it. And if you're a fan of Disney, I'd recommend checking it out for your Halloween season. Alright, now we have 4 titles that I can't actually physically hold up and show you, because these are all titles I either have within iTunes digital copies or Ultraviolet digital copies, and I don't actually own a physical copy of them. So the first title I checked out was Cockneys vs. Zombies. Another movie I've been wanting to check out for some time now, just based on who's in it and kind of the name alone. Really good way to describe this movie is kind of like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels meets Shaun of the Dead, but the movie's not nearly as good as either of those films. Either of those films are, top shelf. This one's maybe on, like, middle shelf. So, kind of figure those two movies together, but not nearly as good. It's definitely lower budget, a little bit cheesier, in not such a good way, but it's still a fun movie, and I would recommend checking it out. Kind of what it says, there's these... I mean, I'm not going to... See, I don't want to ruin the whole movie for you by just explaining the plot, but it's basically a bunch of British characters against zombies. Zombies start taking over England. There's this sub-story of this grandfather who's in this house that's going to be taken over. All the old people in this retirement community are going to be kicked out, and his grandsons, they want to help save him, so they go to rob a bank, but then things go crazy, and zombies come, and they have to fight the zombies, and the old people have to fight the zombies, and that's basically the story. But it is fun. I mean, again, it's nothing great. It's not amazing. I'm not going to say you rush out and see this movie. You don't have to buy it immediately or anything like that. But if you like zombie movies, it's certainly worth a watch. It was a fun movie. I like the characters within the movie. There were some very funny moments. So, all in all, Cockneys vs. Zombies, not the greatest film, but one I would still say check out. Then I checked out Evil Dead. Not the original, the new remake. And everybody kept asking me what I thought of this movie. When I posted that I was watching it, I think this is one of the most times I got people saying immediately, "What'd you think of it?" I liked it to an extent. My feelings on the movie were I liked the movie because I thought the movie was really creepy. They did a good job of making a creepy film. There were many moments in the movie where I was like, that's really scary, that's really creepy. It definitely gave me that creepy feel while watching it. The problem I had with it was the fact that every character in the movie I wanted to just punch in the face. I hated every damn character. They were annoying. They did everything wrong. A lot of times they were kind of cliche in the way they did things, which just didn't fit with this movie. If you want to have a cliche character in some like 80s slash movie, alright, we come to expect that. But in this movie, that didn't fit. And I just really hated every single character. I did not feel for them. When they died, I could have cared less because I just didn't have a single ounce of I just didn't care. I didn't care for a single character. I actually physically hated them. They just were not fun. They were not well done. They were just shit all around. So that's my main problem with the movie, is the fact that it could have been a really good movie, but you had shitty characters. So great story, creepy atmosphere, a good idea, very good a good retelling of the classic Evil Dead story, but just with shitty characters thrown in, which kind of ruined the movie for me. So I guess I can say I half liked it. But it wasn't amazing. I didn't think it lived up to the hype. Everybody was talking about how great this movie was. I remember the day it came out, all of a sudden I was just hearing, this movie's fantastic. Up until the movie came out, I heard a bunch of people going, oh man, they're remaking this movie, what the hell are they thinking? Even I was thinking that until the day it came out, and all of a sudden the reviews started pouring in, everybody's like, it's great, 2 thumbs up, check the movie out, it's fantastic. So I had been definitely excited to see it, and I was kind of let down. Like I said, I thought I had a good idea, a good story, a good retelling of the story, but just all in all, horrible, shitty, awful, piss-poor characters who I just wanted to see die because I just hated every single one of them. So that was my main gripe. So all in all, I would say it was just alright. I still think the original is the classic. It's a fantastic movie. Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness are fantastic movies. And the remake, it was just alright in my opinion. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. And again, it was mainly just the characters who destroyed it for me. So would I recommend the movie? If you're a fan of the original, I would definitely say see the original first. Don't be one of those people who see this movie and then maybe check out the original. No, see the first 3 original movies. Again, Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness. See those films, check them out if you haven't seen them already, and then watch Evil Dead. And if you've already seen the original Evil Dead movies and you haven't seen this one, I'd still say yeah, check it out. Give it at least a rent, see what you think of it. But all in all, I just wasn't a huge fan. The next movie I checked out was Sinister. And this is another movie that I was pretty interested in seeing because I remember hearing Ethan Hawke say that he wasn't sure if he wanted to really be involved in this movie and make this movie, but then he went ahead with it anyway, and apparently, and for what I heard anyway, enjoyed his time making this movie. So, it was a movie I was interested in seeing just because, of what I've heard about Ethan Hawke and his initial thoughts on making this film and the fact that he was kind of unsure about being in a horror movie like this. I actually enjoyed this movie. I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed the creepiness of it. There were some creepy parts I didn't like. I thought they went a little bit too much on the kind of ghost spirit characters. When they popped up every now and then, I was kind of like, I don't really know. They seemed a little weird. And there's this, they're running in slow motion, at points, and kind of when Ethan Hawke would turn around, they'd hide, things like that. I thought were kind of cheesy. Yeah, they let those characters out. Not out of the story, but from popping up as ghosts, I would have been a little bit better. But all in all, I like the idea, and I like that you're kind of solving this mystery too. It's there's some evil entity, but at the same time, you're trying to figure out how this evil entity is involved and how these murders that are spread out, how they coincide with each other. Because Ethan Hawke starts to piece together these little things and realize that all these murders have something in common. And he's seeing this character pop up within these videos he's watching, and it's very interesting. I like how you're piecing together these murders and seeing how they all link together, and you're kind of solving a murder mystery, but of course a murder mystery involving this evil entity throughout the film. Plus you're getting tons of creepiness as well throughout the house they're living in. It's an interesting film, and what I really enjoyed about it was the ending. I'm gonna kind of give the ending away here, I guess, but I was really expecting, because I've been seeing so many movies like this lately where what you want to see at the end is, I really don't want to give the ending away, but I guess I have to. I can't think of how to talk about this without giving it away. At the end of the movie, what you want to see is Ethan Hawke die, because that's the way the story's progressing. He should die at the end of the movie. Him and his wife should, and I guess their son should all die in this movie. That's how it should work. There should be 3 bodies at the end of this movie, definitely. Because that's how the story's going. Every murder is led up to that way. Things shouldn't be changed. It should go that route. But I was like, you know what? I bet they're going to do something stupid here. I bet they're going to make Ethan Hawke save the day and save his daughter. And this evil entity's not going to possess his daughter or take his daughter. And the daughter's not going to kill off the rest of the family. That's not going to happen. Ethan Hawke's going to save everything. That's how I thought things were going to go. Which would have really, really, really let me down and probably ruined the whole movie for me. Had that happened, I would have probably said, don't see this movie, it sucked. But that's not how it ended. It actually ended with the daughter, Ethan Hawke's daughter in this movie, killing the family off, as has happened previously throughout murder. And I thought that was really cool. I was like, that's good. That's how you end the movie, with the murders you know, they continue to go on. Things haven't changed. The story is continuing. The story's still out there. There's more to be told. And from what I hear, there is a sequel coming out. So, interesting. I liked it. I really hope in the sequel they talk about the main... I can't remember his name. It's some weird, like, spirit character. I hope they talk about him some more. And, well, I think they call him, like... they call it like Mr. Boogie or something like that. I think they, like is what they write down. I think it's what the kids write down. I know he has some other like you know, more technical name, like his real spirit name within history books. But I want to hear more about this character. So I hope in the sequels they talk about him more and bring him up more and whatnot. I don't want to see him become like, you know, a Jason Voorhees or something like that, where all of a sudden he's like the main character going around, you know, possessing these people and having them kill people. No, I want him to kind of still be in the background, but I want to find out more about him is what I want. I want to see him more, but just a little bit, not to the point where again he's like, you know, a Jason Voorhees or, you know, Mike Myers, something like that. We don't need him to become that character. So yeah, so I did enjoy it. I mean, there were problems with it. This movie was by no means perfect. Definitely had my issues. It was it just wasn't a perfect film, but it was enjoyable. I would say check it out. Did have a creepy atmosphere. There were some, you know, creepy moments in it. I liked the characters, and I really enjoyed the ending. I actually love the fact that you know, the family gets what is coming to them. I don't mean what's coming to them because they've done anything wrong. I mean what's coming to them because they're continuing this chain, and it's kind of how things are going to go down. And had Ethan Hawke saved the day, it would have ruined the movie, but that's not the way it ended. And I am sorry that I did ruin the ending of the movie for you, but I had to talk about it. I really wanted to just say how happy I was that the movie ended that way. So again, if you haven't seen the movie, sorry I kind of spoiled the ending for you there, but it's still worth checking out. It's a fun movie, so I would definitely recommend checking out Sinister. So the last title I watched this week during my Halloween Horrorthon was probably by far the one I was looking forward to watching the most, and that was The Lords of Salem. And the reason why I was looking forward to watching this one the most is because I love Rob Zombie films. House of Thousand Corpses, one of my all-time favorite horror films. I know I get some weird looks when I say that. People seem to either really love the movie or really hate the movie. I love it. I think it's brilliant. Huge fan of that movie. I've seen it 1,000 times. I'll watch it 1,000 more. I'll probably be talking about it in a week or so because I usually always watch it every year during my Halloween Horrorthon. It's fantastic. Big fan of the movie. Regardless of what you think, I love it. Devil's Rejects. I know a lot of people feel that's Rob Zombie's best film. A lot of people actually... I don't think I've ever met somebody who doesn't like Devil's Rejects. A lot of people think it's just a brilliant film. And I agree. It's a really good film. Has a bit of a different feel than House of Thousand Corpses, but it's a great sequel to the movie. It's brilliant. Love it. It's a really well done film. I am a huge fan of Devil's Rejects, although I do like House of Thousand Corpses a little bit more. I like the more kind of slasher, scary, horror aspect of House of Thousand Corpses as opposed to Devil's Rejects, who, you know, isn't necessarily a straight up slasher horror movie. It's kind of like a slasher sort of road movie in a weird way, but it's a great film. Halloween, the Halloween remake, loved it. Thought it was a really good retelling of Halloween. I like the fact that they focus more on the Michael Myers character. I think that movie's great. Halloween 2, I enjoy the film, but it's probably one of his weakest, I gotta say. I mean, I think we all agree it's not that good of a film. I hear a lot of people, you know, who straight up say they hate that movie. I think it's alright. I enjoy it. I've seen it a dozen times. I'll watch it again, a dozen more times, I'm sure, throughout my life. So I do enjoy it. I think it's a good movie, just not his best. It's just alright. The Haunted World Super El Bisto, wasn't a big fan of that. It was just okay. You know, that's the movie I thought was... I still probably do think it's his worst film. It's an animated movie. I'm sure some of you guys haven't seen it. It's just all right. I wasn't a big fan of that movie. So as far as his live action movies are concerned, I've loved them all. I thought they were all great. So I was definitely looking forward to seeing Lords of Salem. But I gotta say I was let down. Wasn't a big fan of the movie. I just thought it was okay. I enjoy the story. I like the premise of the story, you know, with the witches and how they're kind of coming back. You know, just a good story. Again, I'm gonna try not to spoil the whole story for you guys. But I liked it. I liked the basic premise of the movie. Thought it was a good idea for a story. My problem with it felt a bit too Stanley Kubrick for me. I thought maybe Rob Zombie was trying to kind of bring out a Stanley Kubrick side. It felt really kind of artsy. There were these weird cinematography parts, all these strange parts where the movie kind of veered off every now and then. I almost felt like I was watching The Shining, and I love The Shining. Shining's a great movie, but it just felt like Rob Zombie was maybe trying to kind of not remake The Shining, but kind of make The Shining but with witches or something, and it just didn't work. Yeah, I thought the movie just at too many times just got way too kind of artsy. I think he just should have stuck just, on track with the movie, not gone so artsy at times, not, done like necessarily the big cinematography parts. We didn't really necessarily need that. We just needed more of a straight story. And I think had he gone that route, it would have been a really good story. It would have been very, very enjoyable. But I thought he went a bit too Stanley Kubrick for me. Not that I have anything wrong with Stanley Kubrick, just I didn't want to see Rob Zombie trying to do a Stanley Kubrick film. It just didn't work for me. So, yeah, I was kind of let down. I wasn't a big fan of the movie. I just thought it was okay. I mean, I wouldn't say I hated it, because, again, I liked the story. I just didn't like how it was told necessarily. I think that's the way I'd say it. Good story, just not told very well. That was my main issue with the movie. But would I recommend it? I would say if you're a fan of Rob Zombie's films, definitely check it out. If you're one of those people who, basically like Devil's Rejects and don't really care about any other Rob Zombie films, then you probably don't need to see this. But if you're like me and you've enjoyed all the Rob Zombie films you've seen thus far, you've seen all his films and enjoyed them thus far, then yeah, check it out. I know a lot of people who did really like this film, so maybe you'll enjoy it more than I did. So I would say if you're a Rob Zombie fan, this is a movie for you to check out. Definitely see it. But for me personally, I just think it just again wasn't told very well. A bit too Stanley Kubrick in my mind. Just the fact that the whole time I'm watching it, I'm constantly thinking in the back of my head of The Shining. That kind of bugged me. So all in all, it was just alright. Not one of Rob Zombie's best. I'd say as far as his... I'd say I actually like this movie a little bit less than I did Halloween 2, which for some of you I'm sure is quite a shock, because I know a lot of people just really, really hate Halloween 2. But I think I actually like this movie just a little bit less than Halloween 2, personally. But all in all, like I said, it was just okay. And if you're a big Rob Zombie fan, check it out. Otherwise, I wouldn't really say you need to see it. So there you go, guys. That's the very beginning of my Halloween Horrorthon. The first, I guess, was that 7 titles I watched. So definitely expect a lot more. I'll be watching nothing but Halloween horror-related titles from now until the end of October. October 31st, I'll stop, get back to some regular titles. But from now until then, nothing but Halloween horror-related titles. Very excited about that. I absolutely love this time of year, as horror is my all-time favorite genre of movie. So that's it, guys. If you like this video, please give me a like. If you're not already subbed, please do. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for my next video. See ya.